All right, guys, welcome back to part two of tools. We have completed most of the tools in the basic section in part one, and I will continue the balance tools in part two. Okay, so for now we don't need this. All right, so we start with the text type tool, which is simply same as the Photoshop, but you will have some small differences here. So when you want to type a text in your artwork, you just select the type tool and click once will bring one line text, and you can enter and type these texts. But these are not paragraphs. So if you want to collect paragraphs, select the text tool and just drag the box. It will create the paragraph for you. So once you create the now with the latest version, you will have this dummy text there. So you just need to double click and delete or just continue typing whatever the paragraph you want to type. And we go back to the dummy text for dummy text here, and you can adjust the text settings from the character. If you don't see this part, as always, go to Windows and select the type tool here, and from here you can choose all the uh, palettes related to the type. So we start with the character. So character, you can choose the fonts from here. So once you select the character, you will also see all those settings here in the properties as well. So you can either use the properties or you can use the character palette here. As I was saying, you can select the font face from here, and if you want to select like bold or italic fonts, if the fonts comes with all those settings, you will have more settings here. These font styles, guys, will different from fonts to fonts. Some fonts comes with more features and some come with less features. So standard text will have bold and italics. For this lato text have like so many different variations and different bold levels and italic levels for each type of thickness. If you purchase a text, especially if it's a modern new text, it will have lots of different thicknesses and different variations here. So this depend on the availability of the fonts here. You can increase or decrease the font size from the first panel here. Font size settings, you can have any size you want. uh, Also, you can increase the line height with this second one, and you can bring the line height higher or lower, and also you can increase the space between the fonts by increasing this one here. It's called set tracking to the selected characters. So this one will increase the space between the characters, and same as this here, it will increase the entire font. It's something like stretching the font. So normally this one may useful in certain cases, but most of the time if you want to increase the spacing between characters, you go with this one. Example, let's say you have a main title here, right? Main, and you need to have title main. Let's say in the second line you need to have a small title or some text. Second title, but you want to put the second title smaller. A lot of places you see this kind of design. Let's enter it first, the output. Yeah, center them and bring down the second title, and let's bring the character thickness maybe bold, and this one we so maybe we change the font to something else, or photo maybe, and bring the size to 60, and let's center both of them, and let's make it wider. Sorry, from here maybe we make it like 300. Too big, I think 200 is enough. Let's center it, and as you can see, guys, it's look cool in here. Maybe we can bring this one also a bit wider, maybe 150, and let's center both of them. So if you want to use this kind of designs, this kind of spacing between your characters in your design, you can use this tool here. Yeah, guys. So let's move on. Okay, so guys, let's don't confuse with these two. These two are two different things. I will explain them side by side. Maybe I write a normal text here. Okay, let's copy one thing. Okay, so difference between these two. Now let's put both of them 100. 100. Okay, now both fonts look the same. But when you increase the spacing between characters and the text space, you need to go with this one. So normally it will be 100. You can make it 200, or you can make it 500. It's up to you. If you see this, it's only increase the space. It doesn't affect the characters. But if you use this one here, it will increase the space as well as the characters. As you can see, when we see 200, it's just like making the font size bigger from one end, same as what I did on the screen just now. So please be careful when you use these two tools. So this one will affect the text. Maybe in some designs you may need to use this kind of design, but most of the time we will be using this one. Okay, so same thing can be done vertically also here. So if you increase this one to 500, it will affect the fonts vertically. Oops, I give 5000. Should be 500. Okay, so as you can see, it's increasing. So this can be useful in certain scenarios. So just keep in mind these two are two different things, right? Okay, so while we are here, we go through faster with this thing. This one is rotation of each characters. So you can rotate each characters. Degree thing here will increase the slantness or the rotation of each character. So you can increase by increasing the degree. Now it's maybe 30 degrees. So you can give minus value. So this just if you want to rotate the text individually up to certain degrees, you can use this. Maybe it's useful in certain scenarios. Okay, so this one, basically what it does is you see every font as a line. So when you align the lines and lines align the text with another text or objects, it will use this guide as this line as guide. But each text will have its own different lines, which sometimes when you try to, let's say when you change the text, let's change the text. Yeah, so yeah, so these two more or less look the same. So some text lines, when you try to align both fonts, it won't always align properly. You see, even these two texts are not aligned properly. So in order to avoid these mistakes, you can just go to one of these texts. So what we have to do is bring the line height a bit. So I'm aligning. Oh, now it's perfectly aligned. So this can be useful when you are using multiple texts and those texts are not aligned properly. You can change these settings, especially in a paragraph. If you use two different fonts, if one font is not matching the others with alignment, you can increase and or decrease this baseline shifting and adjust it. Use, and here we have some more options. These are all same as most of those font word processing application. You can make everything capital, or you can make this capital but small letters, let's say. So to do that, we have to type something in capital. D G. Okay, caps lock is on. So because this is on, we are not seeing it. So let's type something like this: digital art. Sorry, art. Okay, so if you make this all capital, everything will be changed to capital. But when you click on this one, small caps, maybe it's the font. Yeah, I think it's the font. So when some fonts are not supporting this, but if you, I think this one you can see the difference. So when you click on this one, everything big cap in big capital letters. But when you use this one, only the all of them are in capital letters. But the first capital letter which you type in capital will be in bigger capital letters. And same as this one. Let's say if you want to type H2O, so this one you can bring it. Subscript, and also if you want to have superscript, you can do the same by 2 and bring this one superscript. Also you can bring the font size smaller for superscript here, maybe 10, yeah, 24. So it's all depends. So this one look bigger because our the space between characters are bigger. So we bring it to normal average size. It's look nice. So this is how you guys do all these superscript, subscript, all the character functions. And if you want to underline any the characters, you can use this, or you can strike off, you can use this. So all these things are same as any word processing application. We also have character types, which character sharpness or crispness. You won't see much difference here, but when you print out characters, I think as long as we keep it sharp is fine. So because it's a vector based application, you will not see many differences here. And here, from here, you can change your language. And if you are using any other than English language, you can use these settings. Guys, I think these are the basic things for characters. And there are some other hidden things you can find out. Some fonts maybe source code variables, and so I think these fonts will have extra settings other than this pre-built light and medium, bold, all those things. You also have extra settings. I will show you what they will do is, so once you type in these characters, you can increase the font weight manually. So if you want to have 711 for a certain reason which is not in the pre-settings, you can increase it here. So now we have more and more controller with the so yeah, guys, these are the basics of character settings, and we also have settings for paragraphs, which you will find as I said, any word processing application. All the controllers for paragraphs are here. We start with the alignment first. So when you draw a box, it will create a paragraph with dummy text here. So I will use this dummy text to show you guys what are these. So this is basically the left alignment, center alignment, and right alignment. And this one is justified lines left align, and justified line center align, same justified lines right align. And this is full justified, which I don't recommend you guys using it. Maybe if you want to justify a text, please use this or this here based on how you write your language. This one is very difficult to read, and it will create a lot of spaces in between. And I think if you write real paragraph with total justify both sides, it's very hard to read for certain people. So if you want to justify your paragraphs, I recommend this. Or if you use the other way around, some languages write the other way around, so use this. So if you want to write a line also, you can use this. Okay. All right. Beside the text alignment settings here, you have the intent settings here. So you can make the entire paragraph left intent by increasing this one. This will affect the entire paragraph while keeping the alignment. At the same time, you can use this one for right intent. You can have any type of intent based on pixels or pixels or points here. Same way, you can have the first line intent. If you want to bring the first line here, you can use this first line intent. It will affect all the first line of the paragraph. Also, you can increase the space before and after paragraph from here, these two space before and after. So if you want to increase before, you can increase by here. If you want to increase after, you can increase from here. So it will both look the same because you only have three here. So it's basically all the basic intending settings will be here, and paragraph spacing settings will be here, and the alignments for paragraphs will be here in the paragraph settings. This is the basic text type. I show you guys how to how to use the type tool. There are two more type tools here. This vertical type tool will basically type vertically, so you can use this for certain designs or even some languages you type that way. For that you can use this. And the other tool is path tool, which is useful in a lot of places. You can use this. So when you have a path, you can type on the path and just type along the path like this. And this can be useful for a lot of things. And when you want to rotate the text, you can write like this, and you can adjust them. So you can adjust them by changing these settings here and bringing the text. All those things you can adjust. You can bring down the side of the text. All those things can be adjusted with these things in the path text tool. So when we will have better examples later on this subject. And so these are the three basic type of fonts we have. So we have almost covered all the basic tools here, if I'm not wrong. Yes, we have covered all of these tools. Yes. So let's move on to the other set of tools which I showed to you guys earlier. We go to all tools and we click here advanced. So this will bring up more tools which we can go through with them one by one right now. Okay, dive into the additional tools we just activated. So we already saw the selection tool and direct selection tool. And what is group selection tool? This one was not there earlier, so I will show it to you guys. Sometimes some of the tools you can do the same thing by using already existing tool easily, but there were some additional tool anyway, so I don't know the usefulness of those tools, but I will explain it to you guys and you will see for yourself what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to explain what we can do with this group selection tool. Before we go further, I will first draw these three rectangle and make them as one group, and I draw one more rectangle also and make this as one group, and we make all of them another group. So basically here we have four rectangles, and these two are grouped and these two are grouped, and all of them are grouped into one big group. Okay, you can select them individually by direct selection tool here, or what you can do is double click on the double click on the group. It will open up the first level group. So if you want to select inside this group, you double click here, it will open up these two groups which you can see here, but we won't be able to access this one because it's another group. So we go back here to the main group and double click here, will open up the second group, and you can select individually. So the same thing you can do by selection tool without opening the group. So what we can do is select the group selection tool, click once, we'll choose the individual object, and when you click again, it will select the grouped object. If you select again, it will select the highest level group, which is the biggest group, all of them again. So if you go here, when you select once, it will select this one. If you click here again, it will select these two together, because that is the second group. So if you click again, it will select the highest group. So this is like basically selecting the object. When you select again, it will choose the second level group. When you select again, it will choose the third level group. Like onwards, it will go until the highest group. So usefulness of this tool is maybe in complex scenarios you have grouped object, and if you want to select based on groups, you can use this tool. Okay, so let's move on to the next tool. Okay, so this is magic wand tool. I already explained to you guys, and we have a lasso tool, which is basically selecting the vertices based on your drawing. So in this scenario, if you want to select only these or only these, you just have to draw on top of this, and it will select those vertices. And for an example, if you are in a complex scenario like this, and if you want to select only these certain tools, you just select draw here and hold the shift key to select. You can draw here likewise, and if you want to deselect, just alter and deselect. Shift will add the same as the Photoshop lasso tool, but instead of selecting the area, here we select the vertices. Alright, okay. So we delete this one and we move on to the next one. Earlier we already showed the line segment tool. Just can draw lines, and you can define the line stroke from this stroke bar here and everything. So addition to lines, we have these tools here. Arc tool is what it says. You can draw an arc. So basically, my arc may look different from when you guys draw in first time. It's because I have changed the angle of the arc. How to do this is very easy. Just drag while you're holding the key. Just use the arrow key up and down to go. If you choose up, it will go up like this. If you choose down, it will go like this. And you can use the arrow key to adjust this arc. Up is here, down is here. So if you want to draw these kind of shapes, you can use it. Use this method here. Same for others also. If you are drawing a spiral tool, you can use the up and down to bring the arc. So let's say you draw this spiral here. Hold on. If you click on the up key in your keyboard, it will add up more spirals. If you press the down, it will make less spirals. So this can be useful for certain artworks. And same for the rectangular grid also. You can click and hold and use the up key to increase the vertical lines. Sorry, horizontal vertical lines, yes. And use the side arrow keys. Right will increase and left will decrease. Right will increase, left will decrease. Same, up will increase, down will decrease. So if you want to draw grids or tables or something, you can use these tools to do it. Same with this polar grid tool. Also same as you can hold down the shift key to maintain the circle perspective aspect ratio, and then
while pressing the shift key, you can use the arrow key up to increase the circles, and down arrow key down to decrease the circle, and the arrow key right to increase the divided lines here, and left to decrease. So all those things may be useful for you guys based on your drawings. So I'm just teaching you how to use these tools easily. And if you want to draw a shape, something like this, for some reason, you guys can use this tool. All right. So we already saw all these rectangle and rounded rectangular tool. So rectangle tool, we already have this option with CC. So we can control the roundness of rectangle with bringing down this curve here, and we can also customize that by going to the properties here and open up this tool. It will have more options here. So if you click on this link corners, all 4 corners will be same. So you can adjust them from. All right. Okay. So I don't know why we have 2 rounded rectangle tools now. It's basically the same thing now. Last time we had only this, and now we don't need this one. I don't know why they still keeping it. And ellipse tool also same. We can draw the same thing using the circle, and polygon tool. And I'll delete these first, and I'll show you guys the additional one. The polygon and star, all those things, as I say, you can draw, and by pressing the up key, arrow key up will increase the sides, and minus pressing the arrow key down will decrease the sides. So all these things I already explained it to you in the part 1 of this video. And the flare tool is this is basically adding up a flare effect into your drawing. This one, maybe you can use it in your drawing to have a flare effect. If you want to have a lighting effect in your drawing, you can use this kind of design here. Something like sun, or it's looking cool actually. Yeah. So if you guys like this kind of effect, you can use this here. All right. And all right, so we already show the paintbrush and the other paintbrush. All this we already show in part 1, and all these we already show. And here, okay, we show the scale and shear tool. And we have one more new tool here. What is reshape tool? Okay, reshape tool is basically shaping the path. Let's say we have a straight line like this. If you want to shape by pushing, just click on it and bring down. This is like this is similar to adding vertices, points, and making them making the shape whatever the shape you want. But this is a little bit more different. When you click on one place and move, it will add up 1 point, and you can just move. It will affect all the other vertices equally. And let's say you want to draw certain shapes, and you can use this. And then you can use the regular direct selection tool and change the path, or you can add more corner points, all those things which you can do with the normal regular vertices later on. So this tool may useful to create some shapes, and I personally don't use this much because we can do the same thing using the other tool. But if you guys find it useful, please feel free to use this tool as well. And we already show these width tool, and we have to see all these tools. What are they? So these are basically like modifying an object using like treating the object like a clay, right? So I will show you some sample here, guys. So let's say we have if I can find the rectangle, yeah. So let's say we have a rectangle here. So if you want to modify this rectangle by treating this rectangle like a clay, you can use these tools here. So the first one is wrap tool, which will basically do this. So you can, maybe if you want to make a paper, folded paper kind of shape, you can use this. So you can even make some 3D objects if you want. And the third one is twist, which is twisting the edges. And we have the bucker tool, which is basically pressing and dragging from the center. And float is opposite. It's just like pressing harder, pressing into the surface and making it bigger. And all these different shapes you guys can create using these tools. Maybe it can be useful in your artwork. When you double click on this one, it will bring up these options which you can bring the width higher, the shape of the brush, and make the intensity higher, and all the complexity, all those things you can control here. And please, guys, just use your Illustrator and try to remake these things. Whether I'm showing it to you on screen, then only you will understand what I'm trying to say. Make some different settings and try to use these tools and see whether you can whether these can be useful or what kind of scenarios you can use. So, for an example, just by doing this, I got an idea. If you want to have a grass surface or something like that, you can use this tool here easily, and you can just draw this, and maybe just by increasing the details, and maybe put 5 intensity, maybe 90, and you can create more. You see, guys, without doing anything, we are doing a lot of. So this look nice. So you see, guys, you can do different shapes, different kind of shapes using these tools also, and you can use other tools to create even more complex shapes. So just try it out, guys. So then only you will know. If you are new to Illustrator, please try these tools. Even the one in part 1 and part 2. While watching the video, or stop the video, go and try it out, try it yourself, and continue with the tool settings. Okay, so we'll just delete this one. So the next one is a bit interesting. This is Puppet Web Tool. What is Puppet Web Tool? Yeah. Instead of saying, I will show you guys what is Puppet Web Tool is. What we can do with this. Let's just a basic shape here. Yeah, I think. Hold on, guys. Okay. Okay, so let's make this as a okay. So I make this one all in one shape using the Pathfinder tool. Don't need to be perfect. I just make them less complicated here. All right. So we go to Puppet selection tool. We already select the artwork. Why is it saying? Oh, we have to select the artwork first. Then we go here and we create the puppet selection tool. Then yeah, so this is what I mean. So, but basically, puppet selection tool, it's like you pin it down and then later move the object, and you can reshape the object, and you can basically change the shape of an object. You want to use different shapes. So just I'm showing you from a high level point of view. So if you done a proper object, you can use this object to change shapes. Maybe a human character, if you want to change a pose, you can use this puppet object. So in After Effects, you can use the same puppets here and animate the characters also. So when you do a character animation, maybe if you've done a good job in the design level, then you can use them to animate. So this is the puppet puppet wrap tool. All right. So while we are here, we go to the free transform tool also. When you click on the free transform tool, we have a couple of options. Transform is basically transforming the object, same as scaling the object. But here we have more control. Like if you want only to transform from one point, like a 3D rotation, you can use these tools here. Same you can use perspective distort and fade distort. It is got, you can select an edge and change any way you want. Then once you're done with the change, it will reset the bounded box the to the to the normal regular box. So hopefully this also useful in certain scenarios. And maybe if you want to change the shape of the object to a perspective looking thing, then you can use these things. So as I was saying earlier, guys, you need to you need to redo and do samples if you are new to Illustrator to understand this path, instead of just watching these videos or just listening to me. You will not understand the entire thing what I'm saying. So please try to recreate these objects and try to make them in your Illustrator and change these settings, change those, play with the buttons, play with the tools. Then you will learn more stuff. All right. Guys, so I think we have already covered the shape builder tool in part 1. So but I will go continue with the live paint bucket tool and live paint selection tool here. And since our tutorial is almost reaching 40 minutes, guys, so the part 2 of these tools tutorials, I will stop from this live paint bucket tool, and we will continue the part 3 with all the remaining tools and finish it off. And we have to see the perspective grid tool and the mesh tool. And the mesh tool, maybe we already covered that in part 1, I'm not sure, but we'll check. And let's continue with the live paint bucket tool. So this is also one of the useful tool if you are an artist. So I will show you guys with the paintbrush first, then we will. So let's say we draw some shapes here. Okay, I'm using paintbrush tool. I think this. Let's draw some shapes first. Okay, then we can go from there. So let's say you have. So let's say you have something like this. You're just drawing random shapes, guys. And if you want to paint, you draw the outline, and you want to paint inside of these artworks. This may come very handy. Just go to paint bucket. Before you select, what you have to do is you have to select all the object first. Then go to the paint bucket tool and select. It will ask you. It is going to convert it to a paint bucket code. You say OK. Then now we can start painting on this object. You can select colors from here, colors from anywhere on the screen actually. You can select colors from here, or you can have prebuilt. So when you select the colors, when you bring the paint bucket on top of this object, you will see the red color line, which is where the paint is going to apply. So let's say we want to apply light blue here and right here, and you can choose any colors. So for this type of drawings, you can use this tool. It's very handy when you are using pen or manual kind of drawings. And then later, if you want to color the drawings, this kind of this tool is really helpful. Also, once you select once you've done with your artwork, once you're done with the artwork, you can use the live paint selection tool to select each of these colors and change it. If you change the colors, if you want to change. This is really helpful, guys, because for if you use close paths and drawings, and you can use this paint bucket tool if you want, but then you can just use the fill color. Basically, you can use the same thing for the. I just show you some basic examples, guys. You can use the same thing for the pre-built objects as well. Just select all of them and go to the paint bucket tool and select live paint bucket and click on it. Then it will open up this red color bar, which will basically showing where to apply paint. Then you can choose the paint color and keep painting whatever the color you want to apply and wherever you want to apply. So this is cool and sometimes very useful based on your drawings. And please, as I was saying, always please try it on your own and see what kind of things you can do with this paint bucket drawing and what else you can do with this. And if you want to select, as I was saying, use the paint bucket selection tool here. Alright, guys, so I think for the part 2 we already covered almost all the type tool and all the additional tool up to the live paint tool. And in our part 3 we will dive in further and cover the perspective tool and all the balance tool which we have not covered, and some of the tools may not be useful as it used to be, but I will cover them anyway. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and sorry for the delay of this tutorial. And I will cover the third part 3. I will do the tutorial for part 3 very fast, and hopefully we'll update you by this week or next weekend. All right, thank you so much, and see you guys in the next tutorial.